How's it going, everybody? Chris Cards back through the mail Monday. 6 returns for you today. This first return looks like it got chewed up a little bit with the Disney stamp. Maybe Goofy chewed the corner of this. Is Goofy a dog or some sort of mythological creature? Well, we'll figure that out later when I Google it. And we have Ernie Whitt. Ernie Whitt back after struggling to take these cards out of the envelope. We are rewarded with a bunch of nice signed cards by Ernie Whitt. Looks like 84 Topps Tiffany. Very nice for the set. The Leaf. Love those Leaf cards. I love these Leaf cards even more. 90 Leaf, I do believe that is. The Frank Thomas year. 87 Topps Tiffany. 87 Donruss Traded. Very nice returns from this 15-year vet. 12 years as a catcher for the Toronto Blue Jays. In fact, he was the last member of the inaugural 1977 Blue Jay team to play for them all the way through 1989. Very nice return from this dude. This guy just looks like a catcher, and he was, but they have an archetype, and that is what a catcher looks like right there, guys. Great first return. A proud member, probably, of the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame. In fact, went in the same year Larry Walker went in. Let's move on to our second return of the day. All right, gang. Return number 2. Let's see who we got from North Texas, Texas. Yeah, let's get those cards down at the bottom so don't rip them by accident. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm due, right? I open a lot of envelopes. Well, we've got the legendary Scott Livingston. 8 years in the bigs. Split most of his time between the Padres and the Tigres. Utility infielder, first baseman, third baseman, pinch hitter extraordinaire. Signed very nicely there. Little Topps Stadium Club action. Not their finest work, Topps Stadium Club. I don't like the file folder tab badge on it. Never one of my favorite looks, but yeah, nice return from Scott Livingston. 281 career hitter. In fact, he had 337 in 95. He only played 100 games, but that's still pretty good. That's quite a few at-bats in, 100 games or so. 5 bombs that year. I wish the Mets had one player that hit over 300, let alone 337 in a single year. Wouldn't that be awesome? There you guys go. There's information. Great return here from Scott Livingston. A 90s player. Don't get too many 90s players back, but there's one for you. Let's move on to number 3. Return number 3. Our third return hails to us from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. All the way across the country for this one. Let's see who is behind door number 3. We've got my letter of request back, and we've got Tom Walker. We got Neil Walker's father. Oh yeah, you can tell he's Neil Walker's dad. Looks just like him there in the face. Spent most of his 6-year career with the Montreal Expos, 4 years in fact, as a reliever. Did start a few games. And there it is, 74 Topps card signed very nicely for the set. Awesome return here from Tom Walker. In 1971, while pitching Double-A ball for the Orioles, he pitched a 15-inning no-hitter. 15-inning no-hitter. I know that's Double-A, but that's still impressive. I don't care if you're facing high school kids. That's 15-inning no-hitter is pretty impressive. 193 total pitches thrown in that game. Won 1-0. Last batter he faced in the big leagues is Lehman Bostock, who, of course, met his own tragic end probably a few years after that. Lined into a triple play, so sort of a weird way to end your career, triple play, and almost died on Roberto Clemente's plane crash in 1972. He was playing in the Dominican League, and the plane was full. Roberto said, "Go on, enjoy your New Year's Eve. We've got this," and that was it. So we would have never got Tom Walker. We never got Neil Walker, in fact. So how about that for a crazy story? There you guys go. Tom Walker, our third return of the day. Let's move on to our next return. All right, guys, heading for the home stretch here. We've got our next return teed up and ready to go. Let's see who we've got here. We got some pretty cards. We got some pretty Tiffany cards from Mr. Jackie Moore. Jackie Moore, there you go, on an 85 Topps card. He was a player for 61 plate appearances in 1965 for the Tigers in April, and that was it. Starting in 1970, he was pretty much coaching at the major league level all the way through 2013. That's 40-plus years in the major leagues. He had a cup of coffee with the Round Rock Express in the early 2000s, and Still pretty good. He took over for Billy Martin as the A's manager in 82, 81, 83. I don't know. 83 maybe. Let's say 83. And of course became their full-time manager. There we got the 84 Topps Tiffany cards for the set. Very cool return from Mr. Jackie Moore. Love that name, Jackie, for a guy. Don't know. I'm pretty sure I won't have kids, but if I do have kids and if it is a boy, I might name him Jackie. And people knowing I'm a big baseball fan will probably assume it's maybe in reference to Jackie Robinson, but I'm going to tell them straight up, no, it's Jackie Moore. Kind of my inspiration. I'll tell them to Google him, look him up and his accomplishments. 1990 World Series champion Jackie Moore with the Cincinnati Reds. There you guys go. There's his information on the index card. Nice penmanship from yours truly. For a guy. You know, nice penmanship for a guy. I'll use that as a qualifier. All right, guys, let's move on to, I don't know what return we're on, but we're going to go on to the next one right meow. All right, return number 5 from North Texas, Texas. Little break in between opening envelopes. I get the count to see where I'm at. Got 5 here. So this is number 5 here. Number 5 is going to be Sean Barton. Sean Barton, in his Seattle Mariner uniform, had a handful of pitching appearances for the Seattle Mariners and had a handful more for the Seattle Giants. The San Francisco Giants a few years later. 3 total years in the big, 73 total games as a reliever. As I said, time split between Seattle and the Giants. He remained in the game after he was done playing as a coach. So there you guys go, Sean Barton, 93 Topps. Looking good there. I think that's his only major release. And there you have it, guys. Let's move on. Let's finish strong. Let's do this, guys. Let's go. Number 6. Return number 6 coming up next. Okay. All right, guys. Sacktown. Sacramento, California. Land of tomatoes. Lots of tomatoes. Just go down I-5. They're all over the road. Those trucks. I don't know why they don't cover those trucks up. That's a lot of tomatoes out there just going to waste. We've got Jerry Manuel. Jerry Manuel, who was a former first-round draft pick, 20th overall by the Tigers in 1971 or 2. Played for the Tigers a little bit. Played for the Montreal Expos a little bit. Padres a little bit in 5 years as a player. Mostly known as a coach and as a manager. He was the first base coach for the World Series winning Florida Marlins in 1997 underneath Jim Leland. He parlayed that into a nice little job with the White Sox, where he won Manager of the Year in 2000. But was fired a few years later after, well, who knows why. I guess it didn't perform the way they thought they would perform. So there you have it, guys. In 2006, he was first base coach of the Mets underneath Willie Randolph. When Willie Randolph got fired, Jerry Manuel got the job from 2008 to 2010. Of course, who could forget the terrible collapse of the Mets in, 2007? And they fired Randolph in June of 2008. That's when the Jerry Manuel era started. It ended in 2010. I don't think he's been in a game since then, but he is signing cards. So if you got any cards of Jerry Manuel, he will sign them. And that is it, guys, for another Through the Mail Monday. 6 more returns for your viewing pleasure today. I hope everyone has a great week out there. I've got some more videos coming your way if I've got time. It's December already. We are currently in a lockout by MLB, as I talked about last week during my last Through the Mail Monday. 1989 Upper Deck progress report came out Saturday. Go check that out. 10 cards I threw in there that day. Those are fun little videos I'm doing. Hope you guys are checking them out and enjoying them. I'm opening up some product every now and then, trying to make it interesting as I try to make everything interesting. It's hard to do out there when everyone's opening thousands and thousands of a certain product, and I open it up. I'm like, well, what am I doing with this product that's any different than what anybody else is doing? So that is the questions I try to answer each time I open up something new. And yeah, I've opened up Topps Rip. I opened up some Optic. Optic was really cool, nice and shiny. Opened some of those Mickey Mantle cards up a couple weeks ago. Check out those videos if you haven't checked them out already. Got someone on Instagram messaged me and said he'd send me a few of the Mickey Mantle cards I was missing, so that's pretty awesome. I'm only gonna need to find 2 or 3, I think, and have that set complete. Pretty excited about that, guys. What else is going on? College football is pretty much over with. You know, I'm a Duck fan. Ducks got their butts kicked by Utah again and lost the Pac-12 championship. They won it the last few years. They've had a pretty good run. Probably losing their coach. Probably as this is going up tomorrow, they're probably not going to have a new another football coach because he's leaving for his quote-unquote dream job Miami Hurricanes, which is funny because the last Duck the last Duck head coach that left for his quote-unquote dream job was FSU and Willie Taggart, and that didn't work out too well for him. So that was FSU, right? Seminoles? I don't know. It turned into his dream nightmare to the delight and glee of us Duck fans. So football is basically over. It turned into his dream nightmare to the delight and glee of us Duck fans. So football is basically over with. We're going to play Oklahoma in the Who Cares Bowl, and then of course Duck basketball. I don't really pay too much attention until we get into Pac-12 play, and then I don't pay much attention then either. I got some great mail from everybody. I got to do some a care package video, and I got to do that pretty soon. I was going to do that for Thanksgiving. I had videos set all week for every day during Thanksgiving week, and I think I bailed on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Just didn't happen. That's too much going on for Chris Cards. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope everyone has a great week. See ya.